Okay, that was supposed to be the Big Bang, which to me feels like the closest thing to magic there is. I mean, your mom finding a lost item in your room just after 30 seconds is a close second, but still, during my pursuit of the perfect magic system, I learned a couple of things. One of which is that there is no perfect magic system. Secondly, I learned all about hard magic and soft magic, low magic and high magic. But I suspect that if the algorithm has pushed this video towards you, you already know just as much as I do about magic, and I will skip over the repetitive explanations. With that said, let's dive straight into my perfect magic system. Imagine our universe. Did you imagine it a flat disk? Well, you should. A flat disk, floating, made of cloth, and constantly moving like a wave.
What the hell is even that?
Now imagine two of those universes.
Daddy, chill.
Imagine them stacked above each other with a thin layer between them, preventing them from touching. This layer between is stretchy. It stretches. It stretches with the movement of the waves, which may not be in sync. It prevents the waves from touching, which, FYI, would cause extreme consequences. Subtle foreshadowing, I know. And if you're wondering what about those two universes is part of a magic system, then I'd say nothing. My heart magic system is not really considered magic in universe. To the characters of my stories, this heart magic system would just be a field of science, like chemistry, but way easier. This field of science is called gate theory. I've got a whole file about it, let me pull it up. Gate theory, a well-established scientific discipline dedicated to the study of the gate, its interaction with the limbo, and the physical consequences of energy transfer between universes. As you can see, my definition of both universes will play a role in this magic system. The gate is a metaphysical organ responsible for the movement of energy between this universe and the limbo. Despite extensive anatomical study, no corresponding physical structure has ever been identified. The term metaphysical organ is therefore used to distinguish the gate from conventional biological organs, while acknowledging its measurable influence on living systems. When a gate opens, there is a passage directly to the limbo, and energy can either be expelled through this opening or be inserted. Those two different directions of movement are called synthesis and severance respectively. The gate itself is a naturally occurring phenomenon in all living things, and the non-living substance with the gate is yet to be discovered. Only its effects have been found on every life form we've come across thus far, and no similar functionality has ever been found in a non-living thing. Animals, plants, and sentient life in general don't appear to have control over their gate. Its use remains passive, all based on instinct. The gate, in their case, proved to be a device used for maintaining life. In particular, gates were used to shield life against natural disasters. They were also used to reverse damage inflicted through aging. The result was in practice a form of equilibrium, a form of immortality. Sapient life does have control over their gate, but to our current understanding, this category only includes humans, so we will refer to them as such from now on. Humans can consciously control their gate. This includes telling their gate when to open and close, and whether to expel or insert energy. Active gates can be used for anything you can imagine and understand. It is important you do understand how something really works in order to manipulate it. For example, an arrow is flying towards you, you want to stop it. You don't simply think, stop, and open your gate to stop the arrow. No. You have to think about the forces, the kinetic energy of this object, and either remove it, counter it, or redirect it, causing it to miss its mark. The active use of the gate doesn't take away its passive functionality, which has once again given humans reason to feel like they are above the rest of the life forms. However, consciousness is a vague and not well understood thing. which is why we blame it for the phenomenon of gate disappearance. Movement of energy while remaining in one medium, either the universe or the limbo, is impossible. What I mean by this is that you cannot move the kinetic energy of an arrow to a cannonball. You can only move the energy from the arrow to the limbo, or move energy from the limbo to the cannonball. Also, you cannot use severance and synthesis at the same time. Gate disappearance. In the case of this phenomenon, we cannot understand what causes it or how to prevent it. Our current leading theory is based solely on blaming the one thing we also don't understand: consciousness. What ends up happening is the sudden disappearance of the gate's effect, or perhaps even the disappearance of the gate entirely. The only thing we do know for certain is that eventually all humans will one day lose the abilities linked to an open gate, also known as quicker healing, not aging, being immortal, as well as the conscious use of the gate, which in practice makes humans, after the gate disappearance, the same as they are in the real world. The only difference is that they have lived for centuries as an immortal before becoming an immortal. Gate throughput. We like to think of it similarly as we do to water flowing through a narrow opening, the displacement of water being the same as the displacement of energy. A gate would be the narrow opening in this analogy, and the unrealized energy that was given a purpose by its consciousness is the water. How much energy was given a purpose also plays a big role in its displacement, the same way the quantity of the water plays a big role. However, a gate is no stationary hole. It can open and close, and it can hold any position in between. The more open it is, the less stable it becomes. An unstable gate can tear. An important thing to know about torn gates is that the torn gate doesn't heal. It will remain torn forever. Forever in an open state. It will remain functional, though its effectiveness will be heavily impacted. You can no longer open it or close it further. The size of the tear now is the maximum and constant surface area of the opening, dictating the throughput. Overuse can still tear it further, which in turn would increase the surface area and in turn the throughput. But there is a very good reason why gates exist, and why they can't be opened without a clear purpose normally. This constantly open gate leaks unrealized energy, which manifests as a random form of energy entering the universe through your ripped gate. Tears are often very small and do mark the beginning of the end. They will have some time before they die. First comes sickness, memory loss, apathy, insanity, and eventually death. Further ripping your gate will only speed up this process, and upon death, this gate stays a tear, now not a tear in a gate, but a tear in reality. The opening between limbo and universe remains, causing an anomaly. As it is currently defined, a gate is a medium for life to interact with a pool of unrealized energy. There is one other source of this unrealized energy we currently know of, a flower called Nimmo. The darker it is, the more unrealized energy it absorbed, the same way white reflects light and black absorbs it, meaning white flowers are the least potent and black ones are the most. Those flowers only grow in anomalies, however, but a common factor in all of them is consuming these flowers in any way releases that unrealized energy inside your body, allowing your conscious to manipulate it the same way it would do with energy directly from the limbo. However, if unused, the same effects occur as with the torn gate, since the unrealized energy is stuck inside your body. Nimmo is very valuable because we can increase our energy displacement, our throughput, without relying on a gate. A common way of consumption is through smoking. This is less efficient than eating, but makes it accessible quicker, as it enters the bloodstream through your lungs instead of your digestive system. If you're hearing this, thanks for sticking along. I will shamelessly ask you to leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and if you have an idea of what you want to see next, please leave it down below in the comments. Constructive advice is also always appreciated.